Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second, 1 second. Let's make sure that we are live. Let's see, make sure we are live, ladies and gentlemen. All right, audio works. We are live on the YouTubes. Let's make sure we're live on the X. Let's make sure we're live on the X. Yes, we are. Yes. Make sure we are live on the X. All right. It says we're still propagating. Are we propagating here? All right, let's see here. Hold on. Let's make sure we're live on the X. Justin Souders says good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy Taco Tuesday. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot it was St. Patrick's. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was just simply Taco Tuesday, but it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, ladies and gentlemen. Greenage. So you know what? Take the tacos and have a beer. And
I think that's a great idea.
yeah,
Bobo Beeps.
Corona for me. Bobo Beeps. Howdy, Bobo.
Lima Charlie.
He says, hearing you, Lima Charlie. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Copy that.
Charlie. Oh, my gracious.
Good. All right. Let's check and see if we're live on the Twitch. Are we live on the Twitch? Let's check and see if we are live on the Twitch. Are we live on the Twitch? Let's see. Yes, we are. Good, good. All right. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. We are doing wonderfully. All right. So, let's get a share party going on. Let's get to the first 100. First 100 right here. As I get everything all set up over here. LNAI moving up like crazy. Had a nice high of, I believe, 202, 202%. 202% right there. Yes, sir. All right.
The early bird gets the cash.
Now it is. All right. Let's get everything all set up. Make sure everything's all copacetic. All right. Let's get this over here. Just going to get the announcements ready to go for everybody. All right. Let's get it all set up over here. All set up. Beautiful. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Marty, good morning. Justin Souders wants to take a look at NIXX and CYPH. All right, most definitely. We'll take a look. We will take a look. Just going to get everything all set up here first, and then we will go take a look. Get this intro started and all that good stuff. We'll get that done, then we'll take a look at NIXX and CYPH. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, get all your requests in. So that we can take a look over here. And Bobo B says, since it's St. Patrick's Day, let's get the green. The green. Greenage is goodage. Yes, sir. All right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Marty says, "What's up, doubles? What's up? What's up, Marty? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right. All right. There we go. All right. Got that set up over there. All right. Wealth builders there. Got everything all set up for them. All right. Let's get everything set on the UB tubes. Get the announcements out on the UB tubes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. All right. Give me one sec.
Real deal. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Real deal. Happy St. Patty's Day, man. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy. Joy.
Ooh.
Joy.
Yes. Good. All good there. Beautiful. All right. All right. Night Road, good morning. Good morning. All right.
Good morning to you.
Beautiful.
Cha-cha.
All right. So let's get everything all shared up. Let's get it shared up on the Twitter, on the x.com, aka Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, one sec. Let's get everything all set there. All right. Beautiful. All right. Beautiful. Okay, good. All right. Let's get this here. Get the link to the UV tubes over here. Boom, right there. Wonderful. Get that shared up right there. And then let's get, and then, yeah, I know where that movie's from now.
What movie is that?
That's from Dude, Where's the Car? I think that's what the movie's called. Yeah, basically they're going to a drive-through, right? And every time, yeah, it is a Chinese restaurant. It's a drive-through for a Chinese restaurant, and basically they keep saying an order. It's like, hey, can I get some chicken, and then some fortune cookies too, and then oh, you guys got soup? Sure. You guys want soup? Yeah, sure. 3 orders of wonton soup, and then some fortune cookies too, and then I'd like it in a brown paper bag because I'm ready to eat, and then that's it. There's no and then.
Doesn't the person start getting nasty? And then?
Yeah, no, she does. She does. And then no, and then, no, and then, and then, no, and then, and then, no, and then, no, and then, no, and then, and then, no, and then, starting to piss me off, lady. and then I'm gonna come in there. I'm gonna put my foot in your butt if you say and then again. And then he starts just breaking the. He starts attacking the freaking thing and drives off angrily. Bro was not having a good day.
I enjoyed that scene. I remember that movie.
That was a funny movie. It was a very funny movie. Oh my god. It's like, why are you provoking him? Just That's it. That's it. That's the whole order. Why are you provoking him? He was gonna pay you and everything. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad day.
Let's get her started.
All right, all right, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I think I got everything all shared up and ready to go. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen. Yeesh. What? All right. So, let's get this intro started. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, a.k.a. the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot at the cannon and she goes, wee! Other times she likes to party and go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Other times she likes to go and she'll sometimes go to Mickey D's. Other times she'll go to Arby's. Sometimes she'll go to Wendy's. Sometimes she'll go to Burger King. And other times she'll go into the stock market and she'll just straight up find them ABCDs. We call her DBL Moms. All right. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. And she called some wonderful stocks like LNAI, PSQH, PMAX, and SBEV. We call her DBL Moms. There we go. Now it's yeah, 2 hays. 2 hays. 2 hays. 2 hays. Yeah. That's a lot of hay. Well, you know, I forgot the little stocks that rhymed. Well, my bad. My bad. Man, jeez. 20-yard penalty, huh? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We're just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Well, don't give me the bird. Don't do that. Well, don't do that. The early bird. Early bird, ladies and gentlemen. Early bird. All right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started. All right, let's take a look at a couple of stonks. We got 2 stonks requested of us. We got Justin Souders, who wanted to take a look at NIXX. NIXX, let's start off with that. All right, NIXX, a lot of choppiness over here. All right, we got chop over here. All right, hold on, let me get this bigger here. Big. There we go. All right, a lot of chop over here. So that shows and indicates a lot of low volume for the stock. A lot of low volume over here. All right, it's choppy. It's like up and down, like above and below the VWAP right now. Currently, it's above the VWAP right now at 73 cents, but it is very choppy as of now in terms of price action. Has some unconfirmed Q4 earnings due in 13 days from now on Monday, March 30th, after the market close. So we got that going on right there, up 7%. Let's take a look and see what the float is. The float is 24 million, so it's a bit heavy. Volume is 83,000. So as of now, the volume is a lot less than the float, which means it's in terms of that right there. Last bit of news that it really came out with was on February 26th. So you got that going on right there. Not a lot to do right there. Not a lot going on there. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. NIXX needs volume because it's very, very choppy right now. So it needs volume to break that choppy price action right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. So NIXX needs a lot of volume to break the choppiness and indecisive wicks. There we go. That's what we got for NIXX. All right, all right, all right, all right. So that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Ooh. All right. So let's take a look over here. All right, let's take a look at the next stock that was requested. CYPH. CYPH. Do CYPH. CYPH, not CIPH. CYPH. Yes. All right, so there's a bit of chop on this one too. Not as much as, well, actually quite a bit. Actually, never mind. There's quite a bit of chop over here. A lot of indecisive wicks being shown over here. A lot of indecisive wicks being shown over here, as well as over here. Some more over here, and then more of them over here. Right there. So you got a lot of chop going on here as well. This one does have confirmed Q4 earnings due in 13 days from now on Monday, March 30th, before the market open. It's currently up 3%. It's called Cypherpunk Technologies. I'm guessing that's a play on Cyberpunk, the video game, or the genre in general. All right, so we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right. Bobo Beef says Taco Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, DBL mom stealing doubles Chinese food, and then I don't know, man. She's just stealing the Chinese food. You know what else she does? She just steals all my stuff.
Don't believe a word.
Yeah, she stole my lo mein, Bobo.
Facts.
I remember the day.
Was that 5 years ago now?
No, excuse you. That was 3 years ago.
Okay, give me the date
Okay.
now. And
November
the time.
23rd at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This woman stole my lo mein out the
November
fridge.
23rd, just before Thanksgiving, we're having Chinese.
Yes.
I don't believe it. I think
You little
I think
thief.
that date changed.
No.
Since- oh, your
Basically,
recollection,
we didn't want to cook that night. Okay. We decided to get Chinese. Okay. I got some lo mein. And this little gnome decides, you know what? She decides.
Gonna get moldy soon.
What you mean? I literally had it in there for 1 day. I was saving it for lunch the next day, and you ate it.
It wasn't the next day.
It was the next day.
This is the point of contention.
No, there's no point of
Is
contention.
there a little
There's no point of contention. She's just a liar.
No.
Liar. Shh. Silence, liar, with your little lies.
I don't like fur in the Chinese.
There's no fur in the Chinese. Miss Larry Little lies a lot. All right.
There's gonna be fur.
Miss.
And I just do-
What fur? What fur? There's no. It was there for 1 day. It was gonna be lunch for the next day. I got it that night, and you just went yoink. I was so upset.
Getting upset.
I was very upset. There's no fur. Just a little weirdo. Ooh. Yes, Miss Larry, little Larry lies a lot. Okay.
Oh shit.
All right. Yeah. Hang your head in shame. Anyways, now, yeah. It's nothing like the ice cream incident of January 2nd of 2026. Don't think I forgot.
Heavy manufacture stories. Ice cream.
Yes, ice cream. I had cookies and cream in the fridge.
Just stop.
You stole that.
Just stop. My
You
God.
stole that ish. That's what you do.
Fact.
Yeah.
She stole his ice cream too.
Always.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
I'm not,
You
I'm
steal
not-
pens, ice cream, lo mein. You steal everything.
I'm not the ice cream caper here. I'm not the ice cream stealer here.
Yes.
know
You,
that.
no. You.
Oh, no.
You.
Oh, no.
You
Nope.
are a thief.
Nope. We're talking Mr. Ninja here. Yep.
That may be you. That would be
That's
you.
not me. I don't do
Sure you
I'm
don't.
hearing thuds
Sure
on
you
pillows
don't.
Saying, what's going on?
Sure you do. Anyways, CYPH, she's a little Larry lies a lot, don't. Shh. Anyways, all right. Anyways, CYPH. It has a float of 43 million, very, very heavy float. Volume is 214,000. So as of now, Float is very, very, very heavy. Volume is very, very, very light. So again, this is another one of those stocks that there's not a lot of float and volume going on here. Last bit of news that it had was on, well, actually today. It was today that this last bit of news came out. So Cypherpunk Technologies Q4 adjusted their EPS of 6 cents, beat the 22-cent estimate. So they got that going on right there. They did file a Form 10 yesterday, as well as a Form 8, and they reported a full year 2025 financial result. And they did have a couple of financial statements, such as, a Form 8 there as well on the 9th, and invested $5 million in Zcash into an open development lab. So they got that going on right there, and that was pretty much most of the news for this stock. So yeah, that's what they got going on right there. That is what they got going on. All right. And yes. So CYPH, very choppy, low volume, needs volume for it to really be somewhat schmexy to me. Very heavy float, low volume. CYPH, heavy float, and low volume. On. There we go. Heavy float and low volume. Needs to break the VWAP. And DVL Moms needs to not break into the damn fridge to steal my lo mein. But that's beside the point. Anyways. Yes, you lo mein thief. Anyway. Yes, you are the stealer of the things. Now, she's a Serengeti specialist, and she also steals my lo mein. Anyway. LNAI. LNAI. That is just a running gag on the show now. LNAI. Basically, we got this stonk right here. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, we did call quite a few stonks today. Let's take a look at LNAI, which ran up a nice 202%. LNAI ran up 202%. We called it on our private Discord prior to its run. It ran up a nice 202% right there. All right, so be sure to check out the link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So yes, LNAI had a nice run up 202%. Called it on our private Discord prior to its run. Link is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We're just made different, in the early bird gets the cash. And let's get a share party going. Let's get to 200. 200.
200.
Yeesh.
Money.
Money. Yeesh. LNAI ran up a nice 202%. We called it on our private Discord prior to its run. All right. And Alex Martinez says, you guys cook on LNAI this morning? I got in late, but still got a huge run from 40 cents to 65 cents. Still holding 5,500 shares, all profit. Very thankful for these days. Can lock in thousands in profit. Yes, sir. Good job, Alex. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. All right. We also called, ladies and gentlemen, as well as LNAI, we called it prior to its 202% run. We called SBEV, SBEV, which ran up a nice 48%. 48%. We got that going on right there. Marty says, let's go, Alex. There we go. All right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we call PSQH, ran up 38%, 38%. There we go. All right. And then PMAX ran up a nice 58%, 58%. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Let's take a look at LNAI as of now. LNAI pulling back a little bit. It's up 164%. It ran up a nice 202%. Ran up a nice 202%. Looks like it's pulling back, obviously. Let's get A to B, B to C, C to D going on there. Had a bit of a pennant off that ABCD pattern right there. Bop right there. Let me get this over here. Bop right there. And also let me get this. Bop normal. There we go. So as of now, LNAI had a bit of a pennant forming off the ABCD pattern right there. Off the ABCD pattern. Bada bingo right there. So it's got that going on right there. That is what it's got going on right there. LNAI as of now. LNAI needs to break the pennant and hold above the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. That's what we got going on right there for LNAI. LNAI. All right, there we go. Beautiful. All right, let's get a share party going. Let's get to 200, 200, 200, 200. LIDR, LIDR. Let's take a look at LIDR. LIDR, as of now, is pulled back quite a bit. And it looks like it's trying to curl to meet that VWAP right there. It looks like it's trying to curl to meet the VWAP right there. Had a bit of a descending wedge, almost a little bit of a descending wedge, and then started to curl a little bit towards the VWAP right here. A little bit towards the VWAP right there. Bop right there. And looks like it's trying to test the VWAP right now. Curling off the descending wedge right there. Curling off the descending wedge. LIDR. LIDR. Curling off the descending wedge. Testing the VWAP. Needs volume to break it. There we go. That's what we got going on right there. LIDR. That's what we got going on right there. Justin requests JTAI. JTAI. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. JTAI on the uptrend right now. On the uptrend right there. Up 34%. JTAI. Let's take a look at the float. Float is 119 million, so it's very, very heavy float. Volume is 46 million, so the volume is not exactly there for LTAI, or JTAI, excuse me. JTAI has a float of 119 million, volume of 48 million. So as of now, it's a very, very heavy float, light volume, not very schmexy in terms of that regard right there. Let's see if it has any news, though. Let's see if it has any news. Does it have news? JTAI does have news that they've announced a $5 million buyback plan and authorized a 5 million share repurchase program going on right there. And Semenikin Vladimir Anatelovich filed a Form Schedule 13D, which was amended. All right. And Jet AI and Consensus Core complete milestone 3 of Canadian hyperscale data center projects right there. And they also filed a couple of Form 8s. They did have some worse than expected Q4 financial results, so they got that going on right there. All right. So, in terms of news, the news is hit or miss, really. Not really much in terms of news, but it is moving up on low volume as of now. It needs to break this double top at 14 cents and remain friends with the trend and just get a little bit more volume so they can remain friends with the trend right there and break that double top for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. But that's what we got going on right there. JTAI moved up on low volume, needs volume to break the double top and remain friends with the trend right there. Boom. That's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. Ooh. All right. All right. Beautiful. All right. So we got that going on right there. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 300, 300, 300, 200. Let's get to 300, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Let's get to 300. Let's get to 300. Let's see how LIDR is holding up. LIDR. Let's take a look at it. LIDR has a bit of a double top formed right over here. It's actually more of like a resistance line. It's about $2.11. Needs to break that resistance at $2.11 right there so they can break the VWAP right there. So LIDR needs to break the resistance line at $2.11 and the VWAP for it to become somewhat schmexy to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what else we got. What are the stonks we got going on here? Let's take a look and see. All right. All right. So let's see about FLYX. Let's take a look here and see. All right. Looks like this stonk right here has a bit of a pennant forming right over here. FLYX, as of now, had a 15 million float, 11 million volume. Needs volume to not just stay above the VWAP, but also needs it to break the pennant right there. So, FLYX recently broke the VWAP. FLYX broke the VWAP, needs volume to remain above the VWAP and to break above the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. That's what we got going on for FLYX right there. Boom. All right, let's get a share party going. Let's get to 400. All right, let's take a look at JVA. All right, JVA as of now, very choppy. Chop City. It's Chop City right here. Chop City over here. Chop City over here. Chop City over here. Chop City over here.
Chop City.
All right, yeah, a lot of Chop City. It's not a parabolic park or, at least the uptrend unit. You know what I mean? It's at Chop City right now. So JVA. Let's take a look at it over here. Has a 5 million float, 240K volume. Needs volume for it to break the choppy price action over there. JVA needs volume to break the choppy price action for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. There we go. All right. Let's take a look over here. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 400. All right. Let's take a look at LIDR again. See how LIDR is holding up. How's it going right there? It's still testing that resistance right there. LIDR. Still testing the resistance. Needs to break it as well as the VWAP. Thank you. Ooh. There we go. All right, let's see what else we got going on. What else we got? What are the stonks we got going on over here? Let's see.
JTAI, you got that one already, right?
Yeah, we can take a look at it again if you want.
JTAI.
JTAI.
Let's look at it. Let's look at it.
Hold on.
Look at it.
Give it a second. It's got to refresh. All right, JTAI still moving up on some low volume. All right, the volume is a lot higher now, though. It is a lot higher, but the float is still 119 million. Volume is still 97 million, so we got that going on right there. But it is still on the uptrend, moving up on low volume. But the volume is starting to increase a bit more. It is starting to increase. All right, JTAI, heavy float, heavy floated stock. Volume starting to tick up as the stock continues the climb. Up 60%, 60%. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's 60%. Ran up to 60%. All right. So there we go. Man, I could go for some tacos. Oof. Oh yeah.
Tacos in the morning.
Tacos, ladies and gentlemen, you know. And for St. Patty's Day, a little Corona, you know what I mean? With the lime, baby. Mm-hmm. Ah, that's my favorite one, man. That's my favorite one. That or a nice Foster's. Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. Foster's Lager is nice. It's not Jaeger's Lager. It's Lager is nice. I'm pretty sure they make it in Australia, I believe. It's either Australia or Germany. I don't remember. Australia. Okay, good. Yeah, Foster's Lager. Always good, you know. On occasion. Not much of a big beverageator there. But on occasion, you know, a little brewski is never bad. You know. Never go wrong, you know. Especially with some tacos. Yeah, those are my favorites right there. All right, so LNAI up 152%. Currently needs to break above this pennant right here for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. LNAI needs to break above the pennant right there. All right. Alex Martinez says, "You drink those giant Fosters?" Yes, sir.
Delicious, man.
they're
very
good.
Hey, remember that time we walked to Publix?
Oh yeah, I remember. We walked to Publix because it was literally down the street.
It was kind of close to where we were living.
Yeah, it was pretty close. It was pretty close.
It was like a good 15, 20-minute walk.
Yeah, but we wanted to get out and get some fresh air, so we're like, why not, right? So we go out there. We take a nice walk to. There. We're like, you know what? After it was a long work day. It was like towards the end of the day, right? And Coach and I decided, you know what? Like, because on occasion, sometimes what we like to do, and I think Coach especially likes to do this. On occasion, we'll get like a nice Foster's Lager, right? And we'll just chill. It's like, look, if we got nothing else to do that day, and we just want to chill, wind down, that's what we do. Just on occasion, we'll get a lager, a Foster's Lager. All right, those big old cans. Yeah, we do. We drink those things on occasion, obviously, not like in moderation and on occasion. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. Like that's it. We just chill after that. Obviously, sometimes we have that with we had it with a nice large meal. We had it with two big old subs.
Public subs.
Yeah, public subs. Do you? If you guys know about the public subs, you know. All right.
Didn't we have the chicken cutlet with the hot sauce?
Oh yeah, we did. We did have that. We also had what was it? Philly cheesesteak as well. We did with some chipotle sauce, right, on it, and yeah, we basically had that, the chicken cutlet. Basically we basically ate real good that day, and after that, we after dinner, I think that was dinner, right? DBL Moms just sees us both. Like she sees Coach just laying there. He's on the couch. He's like, and me, I'm just in my bed. But you know what? That's it. Hey, it was a good time. It was a good day. It was a good day. I tell you what, it was a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah, those things are amazing. You know, on occasion and in moderation, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, definitely, yes, definitely, and drink responsibly, of course. Be safe. Be safe this wonderful St. Patty's Day. All right, be safe. No drinking, no drinking and driving. None of that. No. We don't do that. We waited till we got home before we drank it. Before we cracked open a lager. Yep. Bobo Beef says 2 of my favorite things: double bottoms and big cans. Yes, sir. Yeah. So Coach and I were just chilling with that, man. You know, we were just chilling. That is, yeah, it's a wonderful time. You know, it was a good time. I don't think it was St. Patty's Day. It was just a regular.
It's just a regular day.
No, like we don't normally drink though. You know, we don't. Like we drink maybe once.
That's like a treat. You know.
Once every couple of months, at best. You know what I mean? You know, so for me, it's like, all right, you know, cool. Like I'll do it. I'll drink something like Corona, eat like socially with some friends, maybe, right? Stuff like that. And yeah, we have a good time. We just chill. And obviously, like I'll go 1 bottle. That's it. We're done. Good, right? I don't need any more. But you know, it's really nice. It's a really nice thing. You know, it's wonderful memories, beautiful memories right there. All right. Alex says, I'm from New England, so we go to get some seafood, real seafood, not those striped or rainbow lobsters that they get at some Sam Adams Boston Lager. And get some Sam Adams Boston. That's nice, man. Yeah, no. There was actually little story. There was a place that Coach DBL Moms and myself would go. All right, so basically half of the place, right, was a casino, and the other half of it was a seafood restaurant. It was like a buffet at the time, right? Huh?
What a combination that was, huh?
It was a very interesting. So like they had all sorts of stuff there. So they had a casino on one end. They had like a horse racing as well, right? And then they also had a restaurant. We really went there for that's pretty much what we went there for. We didn't really go there for anything else, you know. If they did have a horse race, they like put it on the television so you could watch it, I guess. But really, we were just there for the crab legs, right? So they had these big old crab legs, right, in a bucket of ice. It was like a bunch of them, right? And it was like at a reasonable price too for crab legs, a very reasonable price for crab legs. It was wonderful, right? And beautiful, you know, it was also because it's in season. So when it's in season, you got that going on, right? So we went there, all right? Me, myself, Coach, DBL Moms, we went there, all right? And, you know, again, it's one of those occasional things that we do. So we basically had there some crab legs, right? Some wonderful, beautiful crab legs. And like I have like a little secret on how to get like all the meat out of the crab legs that threw DBL Moms in for a loop. She's like, how you do that? Right? Basically what you do is you mess with the joints, right? You mess with the joint and you just gently pull it out. Boom. Done. You have the thing. DBL Moms couldn't do it for the life of her. It was hilarious. But
practically getting a straw to get the stuff. I was like, how do you get this out?
And then she's just watching me just like fiddle with the limb. There we go.
If you want the expertise on how to get food out of a crustacean,
yes,
sea
doubles. Yes, see me.
Doubles knows how to do that.
Yes.
He'll leave that thing bone dry.
I mean, hey, look. It was something I learned. It was something I learned in cooking class. It was. Yes, cooking class. I did take a cooking class. Yes. Yes, everybody's learning some DBL lore today. Yeah, no, it was a cooking class. So basically, I took a cooking class when I was in middle school, right? And the teacher was like she was like a connoisseur. She went around the world. She, you know, she been there, did that, so she knew quite a few things. And she said, you know, when you know, with seafood, because sometimes we would make certain stuff like that on occasion, right? It was very rare. We normally made basic things like baking cakes or, you know, cookies, or, you know, making pizzas or things of that nature. But, you know, on occasion she would do something like that, right? And she'd like teach us lessons and stuff like that. And one of the things she said was that, you know, in order to get the meat out of the crab or out of a lobster, sometimes you mess with the limbs, you know, you gently get them loose and then gently tug, and boom, that's it. That's all you got to do. And wonderful lady. I hope she's still around. I do not remember, for the life of me, I cannot remember her name. Because again, it was very long ago. It was probably about 16 years ago. 16 years ago, I went to middle school. So yeah. All right, U-Car. Oh my, U-Car's moving. Ooh, U-Car. Another bagger, new bagger. Hold on. It went to 170. I mean, we called U-Car earlier in the morning. It went, yeah, it pulled back to 143. But yes, it gave me.
To 170, it blinked.
Ish. UCAR new bagger up 170%. Well, now 143, but it went up to 170% right there. So U-Car, UCAR shot up to 170%. New bagger, baby. New bagger. Call it on our private Discord earlier in the morning at 27% right there. 27%. So, ran up a nice 170% right now. Yes, sir.
I mean, that was crazy. Where the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. It moved up on some low volume too. Shot up on low volume, which is climbing. Yes. Because it went from like 245,000 out of 5 million float. Float is 5 million, which is reasonable. Volume is 245,000 at first, and now it's 3 million. So it jumped, and now it's at 5 million. So there we go. U-Car. Let's take a look and see what U-Car has for news. U-Car did have news. U-Power announces production of first batch of 30 battery swapping electric heavy-duty trucks for Thailand. And to top it off, they announced the completion of production of 30 battery swapping electric heavy trucks for Thailand. Plot shipment scheduled for late May 2026 as part of a 1,000 vehicle plan. So they got that going on right there. That is what they got going on right now. U-Car volume is increasing. UCAR volume climbing. Can it curl? Yes. I got more DBL stories. We got more like little tales for you if you want to hear about them later. But yes, if you want some DBL lore, put it in the chat. Yeah, get a little bit of lore going. But yeah, because it was wonderful. Those were some very the Chronicles of DBL Nicks. Yes, the Chronicles of Doubles.
That's the craziest.
Yes, type in hashtag DBL lore if you want more.
DBLLORE.
DBL lore. Hey, look, I mean, hey, it was a good time. It was a good time, ladies and gentlemen. A good time. But yes, U-Car currently up 92% now. It had a nice run up 170%, pulled back quite a bit. It popped up, dropped back down, and the volume is now higher than the float. So we got that going on right there. But it needs to now break the VWAP. So U-Car had its run. It had its time in the sun. LIDR. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at ISPC. ISPC. Up 15%. Needs to break this descending wedge right over MIA right there. All right, there we go. ISPC needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right. All right. All right. All right. So there we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take a look and see what else we got. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's see how UCAR is doing again. Let's take a look and see how UCAR is doing again. UCAR, pulled back quite a bit. Popped up, dropped back down. Had a nice run to it at 170, but other than that, UCAR needs to break the double top and the VWAP. UCAR pulled back. Needs to break the double top and the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yeah, we caught it. We caught it. We caught it earlier. Yeesh. Prior to that 170% run, yes, but it pulled back quite a bit. LMNX, see how it's doing? Nope. Choppy, choppy, choppy. LMNX, very low volume. LMNX, low volume. Needs volume to break. Choppy. Price action. Not schmexy. Not schmexy. No. 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 All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? What else we got? Let me add them. Let me add them. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. Hold on. That's that right there. Boom. Okay, so let's take a look and see what other stocks we got going on. Justin Souders asked for EONR. EONR. Let's take a look at EONR. Let's take a look. All right, so Justin, here we are with EONR. All right, so EONR, choppy, 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 right there. A little bit of chop right there. All right, a little bit of chop right there. Chop right there. Some chop over here. More chop here. And chop over here. So chop, chop, chop. It's Chop City. C. White, thank you for the subscription right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love, much love. All right. So, as of now, very, EONR, a little bit choppy. A little bit of chop, 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 chop. All right. It's Chop City, Chop City, Chop City. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 900. EONR is very choppy, down 14% as of now. Float is 47 million and change. Volume is 6.4 million. So as of now, the float is heavy. Volume is light. Not looking too schmexy in that regard. Let's take a look at the stonk. It did have some news. Yes, let's like it up, and share it up, share it up, share it up, share it up on YouTube. Share it up on YouTube. All right. Yes. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Yes, sir. All right. So EONR down 14%. Let's see about news. It came out with some news on March 11th. EON Resources expands oil hedging position to fill out its base needs for all of 2026 and 2027. They locked in hedging with the oil price spikes through 2027 stage set for planned production growth. That's what they got going on right there. That's what they got going on. So, I mean, it's all right. I mean, but obviously there's not much really in terms of news. It's like interesting. So it doesn't really have much in terms of interesting news here. So as of now, very low volume stock right now. EONR needs volume to really be somewhat schmexy to me. EONR needs volume to break the VWAP and remain and curl really, just curl. EONR needs volume to curl because it is choppy. It is a bit choppy there. Very, very choppy as of now. Chop, 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 chop. You know what I mean? All right. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. So let's see what other stonks we got going on. What other stonks we got going on right there? All right, let's take a look at SLS. SLS, somebody requested it. SLS, very choppy. Chop City. Chop City. A lot of chop over here. All right, a lot of chop over here as well. Actually, you know what? Let me put it over here. A lot of chop here as well, and some chop over here. EONR, SLS, really choppy as of now. Unconfirmed Q4 earnings due in 14 days. Very choppy as of now, due in March 31st, but very, very choppy as of now. Not looking too schmexy right now. SLS, very choppy. Very choppy as of now. Needs volume to break the choppy price action. Right there. All right. Lando Calrissian. I think that's his name.
Oh.
Lando Calrissian asks for UCAR. All right. Let's take a look at UCAR, UCAR. All right. So UCAR, we called it earlier in the morning prior to a 170% run, but has since pulled back, and now it looks like it's trying to curl up above the double top right there, as well as the VWAP right now. It's curled back up to 105. As of now, UCAR is a 5 million float stock with volume of 17 million, so it does have some good volume. Needs more, though. It does need more, though, because it is climbing up above that double top in the VWAP right now. But can it curl? Can it reach the high that it was at before? Let me get some support and resistance lines here. Support and resistance lines here for this stock right here. Boom. Right there. Let's take a look and see. All right. Boom. Right there. And let's make these a little bit bigger. Boom. Right there. Big, 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 big. All right. There we go. Big, big, big. All right. There we are. So as of now, UCAR needs to break above the 95-cent line, which is resistance. Needs to hold above 85 cents, and the VWAP, which is also 85 cents, which is the support line, and the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. So UCAR has to hold above 85 cents, needs to break 95 for it to be schmexy to mya. That's what it needs to do right there. So UCAR needs volume to continue the uptrend and break the 95 cent resistance line right there. So as of now, UCAR needs to remain friends with the trend and break above the resistance line at 95 cents for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Then it has to break 107, then 127 right there for it to be even schmexier to me. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. All right. There we go. Boom. Beautiful. All right. Let's take a look at some other stocks here. Let's take a look, see what else we got. What else we got over here? Let's see how LNAI is holding up. How's LNAI holding up? LNAI is still in that pennant right there. Needs to still break that pennant right there for it to be so much maxi to mya. LNAI still needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. That's what's got going on. That's what's got going on right there. All right. LIDR. Let's see how it's doing. LIDR consolidated along the VWAP, testing the $2.13 line over there. Looks like it curled above the VWAP a little bit. Has news that AI shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q4 financial results. Also, the company joined with NVIDIA AI Safety and Cybersecurity Inspection Lab. So they got that going on right there. LIDR needs to break the resistance at $2.13 right here and remain above the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. So LIDR needs to broke the VWAP, needs to hold the VWAPA and break the resistance line at 213 for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. All right.
Somebody's asking about ISPC.
ISPC. Let me see.
ISPC.
All right. ISPC it is then. All right. Let me see. All right. So let's see here. ISPC. ISPC as of now looks like it's trying to curl up off the descending wedge over here. A little bit of a curl. All right. A little curlage. That's fine. All right. And then formed a little bit of a descending wedge right over here off the descending wedge. So it formed a descending wedge off the descending wedge, still below the VWAP a little bit, still below the VWAP. Needs volume to curl and break the descending wedge right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yes, sir. All right.
LNAI bouncing off VWAP.
LNAI bouncing off the VWAP right now. All right, hold on. LNAI bouncing off the VWAP. Let me just put this here. ISPC curled off the descending wedge and formed another descending, hold on one second, wedge and needs to break the VWAPA. There we go. All right, what is it now? YDDL? YDDL, oh my, up 40%. Q4 earnings unconfirmed in 14 days from now on March 31st before the market opens. So they got that going on right there. That's what they got going on right there. Bop. There we go. YDDL needs to break that heavy float is stock. Heavy float is stunk here. 20 million float. Has a 21 million volume. Is on the uptrend right now on some low volume. Needs to remain friends with the trend right now. So YDDL. Moving up on low volume. Needs to remain friends with the trend, really. Remain friends with the trend.
Justin's asking about DCGO on YouTube.
Yep, I see it. All right, Justin Souders asked for DCGO on YouTube. Let's take a look. Give me 1 second. There we go. Good. All right, so DCGO. Let's take a look at DCGO. Choppy. All right, so it's choppy right over here. A little bit of chop over there. A lot of chop showing up over here. A lot of chop. Indecisive wicks just all over the place over here. Needs a lot of volume. Let's take a look at the float. Float is 95 million, so very heavy float. Volume is 282,000 as of now. 282,000. So, in terms of float, not looking too schmexy. As of now. Let's see what we got going on. Let's take a look. See what we got for news.
We got
All
the
right.
bell in 5 minutes. The bell
Woo!
in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. All right, so
Hey, I
DCGO.
Like about seafood, man, lobster.
Yeah, I know. I know. He mentioned it.
Oh my goodness.
I told him about the time at the casino. Remember the casino with the lobster legs or the bucket? Yeah. All right.
That was some good stuff.
That was some good stuff. I'll tell him the lobster story eventually.
What lobster story?
You know the lobster story. The one with the place that had like some really good lobster, reasonably priced too, very reasonably priced. It was during the lobster season, right?
Wait, New York or
Down here,
Uh-huh.
South Florida, right?
Uh-huh.
I had like it was a place where like they gave me the cheese and they said, "Hey, tell me when," and I wouldn't tell them what.
That. Yeah.
Because I just liked cheese on the salad. I'm like, it was really good cheese. I'm sorry.
They had a commercial like
They had
that.
like a big old block, just like tell me when. I'm like,
and the guys at the restaurant put this cheese on her pasta, and she just kept looking at him like, yeah, okay.
I'm like, yeah, keep going, keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Let it rain from the heavens. All right. Let it rain from the heavens. Man's like, you done? Nope.
Not yet. Keep going.
Would you like some salad? Even the waiter had to say something. He said, "Would you like some salad with all that cheese?" I'm like, as a matter of fact, yep. He's like, yeah, don't get smart with me. He was a funny waiter. He was a very charming guy. But yeah. Very, very, very funny. But yeah, no, we had lobster with a nice melted butter sauce.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, just right. You dipped it in the sauce. Yeah, and basically a little bit of wine. I think they gave you like a little bit of wine, and you had it with the lobster. It was amazing. Great stuff. Very good stuff. A little bit of vino. You know what I mean? A little vino. You know what I mean? Yep. So yep. Hold on. Let me finish up with DCGO. DCGO. Heather Fitzgerald reiterated the overweight on .go, maintains $3 price target. Needham reiterates buy on .go, maintains a $3 price target as well. So they got that going on right there. All these companies really have a price target on this thing. They are trading higher after the company did have some better than expected Q4 sales results and issued a fiscal year 2026 sales guidance with a midpoint above estimates and also filed a couple of Form 8s. So you got that going on right there. A lot of good news for the stock right here, but it is very choppy and low on volume. So DCGO, very choppy, low on volume, but does have some good news going on there. DCGO, good Q4 earnings. Low volume. Needs to break. Choppy price action. Right there. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. Yes, sir. All right. All right. LIDR. Let me take a look at LIDR. LIDR curling up right now. Curling up. Broke the VWAP. They broke the VWAP as of now. LIDR broke the VWAP, forming a bit of a double top right now, but broke the VWAP. LIDR broke the VWAP and shot upwards. Up 45%. Probably, yeah. Well, too late now. I just put it out. Yeesh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeesh.
ATXG.
ATXG.
Moving.
Let's take a look at ATXG.
Moving.
ATXG moving. Price spike going on there. Price spike on low volume. Has news though.
Platform served more than 600,000 customers.
Oh, so the platform served more than 600,000 customers. That is their news right there. ATXG shot up on low volume. Has the bell. The bell. It deafens me. Yep, shot up 71% on low volume. So you got that going on right there.
LNAI moving.
LNAI moving. All right, LNAI moving. All right, 1 second, 1 second. Let's get a share party going, by the way. Let's get to 1300, 1300, 1300, 1300. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. Remember to share, ladies and gentlemen. Share it up, share it up, share it up. Yes, sir. Share it up. All right. Share it up. Yes, sir. LNAI. LNAI. Let's see how it's going. Curling up right now. Curling up off the pennant. LNAI curling off the pennant right there. LNAI curling off the pennant right there. Curling off the pennant right there. Boom. There we go. There we go. There we go. LNAI curling off the pennant right there. There we go. There we go. There we go. 207% new high a day. LNAI. 207% new high a day on LNAI. LNAI. New high of day up 207%. 207% right there. Ooh.
Oh my.
Called it earlier in the morning. 212%. 217%.
Here we go.
226%. 235. 240. LNAI, we called the baby 240%, 245. LNAI now up 245%. We called it, baby.
Let's get a share party. Share it up, share it up, share it up.
Share it up, share it up, share it up, right there.
It's a festivity.
Yes. LNAI 226. 226, 226. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Had a nice move there. Had a nice move and groove. We get some support resistance lines for this. Support and resistance right here. All right. Got support at 62 cents. Resistance at 73. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on.
Oh my.
LNAI, LNAI.
All right.
In Florida, they call it LNAI a back porch.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. Let's take a look at another stock here while we wait. BIF. BIF. Somebody requested BIF. Let's see how it's doing. Up 27%. Bioaffinity Technology shares are trading higher after the company announced a new clinical case study that highlights the benefit of adding CyPath Lung, a non-invasive test for lung cancer, to the diagnostic pathway for high-risk patient with multiple pulmonary nodules right there. So that's what they got going on. Just broke above the VWAP. They just broke above the VWAP as of now. It's okay. It's all right, I guess. Very, very, very choppy movement right there. Very consolidated below the VWAP. Looks like it just now curled above the pennant right here. But as of now, up 24%. Let's see what it's got going on here for news. We already read the news here. Does it have any float? Float is 4 million. Volume is 18 million. So it's got volume. It's got volume, but it needs to do a lot better than 24% right there. So BIF needs to try curling slightly off the pennant and broke the VWAP. So you got that going on right there. That's what we got going on for BIAF. BIAF. Can it continue to curl? It is moving up 30% right now. That's what it's got going on. 30%. It's all right. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Let's see.
Keeping my eyeball at LNAI. It's breaking out of this panic, but it's kind of hesitating at resistance.
We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes.
It's sneaky.
LNAI. LNAI as of now. LNAI. 221%. Has a bit of a double top forming here at the 71 cent mark right there. It needs to break above that 71 cent mark for it to be schmexy to mya. LNAI needs to break the resistance at 71 cents and then break above the high of day. There we go. Alex says usually hold support at 95 cents. From what I could tell, I'm in it at $1 even. Which one? BNAI or which one? LNAI? LNAI? Which one?
No, LNAI is 70 cents.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying if you went in there at like $1, I'm like, ooh, it can't be.
You're talking about BIAF?
I'm guessing he means BIF. All right, let's see here. Open. Let's take a look at OPEN. In the meantime, keep an eye on LNAI for me, DBM moms. Open. Let's see how Open is doing. Open did have a price spike over here. A little bit of a price spike going on. Up 5% as of now. Still needs a lot of volume because this is all Chop City right here. So Chop City as of now. Check comment before. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, you mean DCGO? From Justin? Alex, is that the one you're referring to? All right. So, in the meantime, Open did have a bit of a price spike going on there, up 5% though. Very heavy float right there. So we'll see what goes on there. We shall see what goes on there. So Open, little price spike.
UAVS.
Oh, he means UAVS. Okay. Oh, where did he mention UAVS? I didn't see it. Huh. All right. Well, take a look at UAVS. He says UAVS, my good sir. UAVS. Bet. All right. So UAVS as of now up 2%. Unconfirmed Q4 earnings due in 14 days from now on March 31st before the market open right there. Choppy. As of now. Shoppe. It is shoppe. A lot of chop over here. A lot of indecisive wicks going on here. Needs volume for it to be schmexy to mya. Needs volume to be schmexy to mya right there. Has a float of 43 million. Volume of 152,000. So we got that going on right there. UAVS as of now needs volume. Let's see if it's got any news. Any news for it? Any news? UAVS filed a Form 8. They invested in Aerodrome Group with terms being undisclosed. They announced a strategic investment in leading Israeli precision loitering munition innovator. Really, these guys, if anything, have somewhat moved maybe on, how do I put it? They've moved primarily on news pertaining to the geopolitical stuff going on in the Middle East primarily. So UAVS, very choppy stock as of now. UAVS needs volume to break the choppiness right there. It needs to break that choppiness right there, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to break that choppiness because it's chop. A lot of chop. All right, 1 second. 1 second. All right. So as of now, that's what they got going on right there. Let's take a look at UCAR. UCAR, how's it going right there? UCAR. All right. Pulling back a little bit of a pullback there. Pull back a little bit. All right. Looks like it could potentially maybe make a possibly ABCD pattern there. Possibly. Double top at 95 cents. Needs to break the resistance. Needs to break the resistance at 95 cents right there. UCAR. UCAR needs to break the resistance at 95 cents right there. Needs to break that resistance right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's take a look. Let's see how BIAF is holding up. BIAF moving up a little bit. Moving up quite a bit. Up 38% as of now. 38%. BIAF on the uptrend needs to remain friends with the trend. There we go. That's what we got going on right there. That's what we got going on. All right. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it for me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. And also, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Again, link to join us in the description down below. Be sure to check it out. Pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming, lots of stock reviews, lots of stock analysis. We do lots of long-form videos, short-form videos, etc. BIAF, by the way, is crashing and burning. But, yes. So, we got that going on right there. Be sure to check us out on our YouTube at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. And be sure to check out our X.com, a.k.a. Twitter, where we do lots of live streaming, lots of video reviews, stock analysis, etc. You can find us there at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. You can find us on our Twitch, where we do lots of live streaming at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. You can find us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. You can find us on our TikTok, Tiki-Taki, a.k.a. the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks. At DBL NICKS. And the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out our show. Our show coming out at 1:30 p.m. called Power Plays, ladies and gentlemen. Power Plays, hosted by the legend himself, Coach Nick Money, as he traverses the stock market right there, and takes a look at all the stocks, and basically get all the stocks, sees what's going on there, right? What's going on there, Basically takes a look at the stocks, gives his honest review and analysis of what's going on with the stocks. And basically, what he does is he, takes a look at them, gives his honest review on it, his thoughts. Then he basically goes and continues on from there, and basically, he just chills. He chills there, gets some dubs for the community in Fortnite, gets some dubs for the community right there, and then basically he just goes back to look at the stocks right there. So that's what he does. All right. So be sure to check it out at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be premiering on YouTube, X, and Twitch at Coach Money.
Money.
at Coach Nick Money. So you can find it there, ladies and gentlemen. You can find it there. And to top it off, ladies and gentlemen, you can check out all that stuff right there. All that wonderful stuff right there. So, quick thing before we wrap up. If you've been watching and you're serious about trading small caps, don't just sit on the outside trying to piece it together, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 4-day full access pass for only $9.99. It's full access, ladies and gentlemen. So you come out inside, you see how we operate live, how we structure trade ideas, how we map levels, how we think about risk, and how we handle momentum. You also get the next day early watch list as well as the 24/7 market news flow. You get pre-market scanners, regular hour scanners, after-hour scanners, all at the touch of a fingertip, float, volume, catalyst, tickers, and prices, as well as so much more information, all catalyst context built right into the stock, all of which is hyperlinked, so you could go check those out so you get more information right then and there. It's a wonderful research tool at the tip of your fingers right there. And, of course, you get access to our ticker tape built to catch stocks when they're starting to heat up before they go parabolic because, ladies and gentlemen, we don't do noise. We do structure. So, if that's how you want to approach the market, grab the 4-day pass. Come see it live, ladies and gentlemen. Link to join us in the description down below as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check it out. And when you come in, let us know you saw us on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know you saw us on the stream, baby. That's it. That's the whole show right there. Let us know, man. We love to have you. We love to have you. All right, because we actually got we got tools, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people say, "Oh, my Discord's good. My Discord's good." Yeah, your Discord's good, maybe, but do you have tools on it? Do you have tools on it?
Support.
Do you have any of that?
Education.
We get all that stuff and more, ladies and gentlemen. We got all that stuff and more. And not to mention the fact that if you get the Wealth Builders package, you get access to all that. Plus, you get access to exclusive Wealth Builders picks. You get access to a exclusive Wealth Builders chat. You get access to the CNM War Room, which we already get with the real-time alerts and scanners, but you get access to both chats. One exclusive to the Wealth Builders, one exclusive to the real-time alerts and scanners. You get access to exclusive scanners as well, ladies and gentlemen. You get access to the newsroom and ticker tape, same as the real-time alerts and scanners. You get access to exclusive Wealth Builders content, like, for example, behind-the-scenes footage. You get behind-the-scenes scripts. You get access to our wonderful 500-plus video compilation of videos over there that basically go over, and they're basically educational. It's an educational course. 500-plus video course on how we trade, what works best for us. You get access to all that and more, as well as our OTC and NASDAQ alert archives as well. So you get access to that too. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you got going on there. That is what you got going on there. So, much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you at 1:30 p.m. for Power Plays. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys. I'll see you later today. And I'm here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot at the cannon and she goes, wee! Other times she likes to party and go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. She likes to do all those things. And sometimes she likes to go into the stock market and she'll find them ABCDs. She did call some wonderful stocks like LNAI, SBEV, PEAK, SQH, and UCAR, as well as SPEV. We call her Divya Moms. And that's pretty much it. Much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. UCAR is up 187%. New high a day. And we are